again. Well, in Norfolk this weekend, they're celebrating one of television's best-loved comedies, the immortal Dad's Army. Some of the original cast are gathering at Bressingham near Diss for the opening of a new museum dedicated to Captain Mainwaring's platoon. And Claire is there now. Claire.
Thanks, Helen, or should I say permission to speak, because this is Warmington-on-Sea, home to Captain Mainwaring and his band of the Home Guard. If you come with me over here, this is the Swallow Bank, where Captain Mainwaring worked with Pike and Sergeant Wilson. Over here, you can see Jones the Butchers, and if you follow me around here, this is Fraser's, the Undertakers. Now, lots of the props inside the shops are original from the series and from the 1940s, and this fire engine you probably recognise from lots of episodes of the series, which, of course, were very often shot in Norfolk. Take a look at this.
Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think we're on the run?
Every year for 9 years, the cast of Dad's Army filmed in Norfolk. These pictures were taken by an amateur cameraman during a shoot at Stanford Battle Training Area near Thetford. Other locations that featured in the series' 80 episodes include Thetford Guildhall and Weybourne Station. The job of recreating Warmington at Bressingham fell to Spencer Chapman, who was involved in making the original series.
Quite a lot of the stuff around comes from the props that I've got in the shops, comes from local areas. In fact, the post office, in fact, came from a small town south of King's Lynn, about 1926. We've been as accurate as it's possible at the time, and that finances would allow.
The Dad's Army Appreciation Society had approached Bressingham and asked them to house their collection of memorabilia, and the idea grew from there.
They do say within a 30-mile radius of Thetford is the Dad's Army filming country, and all the villages and towns around here are extensively used. And in fact, they did film in Bressingham. They filmed the episode All Is Safely Gathered In, just along the road, and they used the traction engine from Bressingham to do it.
Work has been going on since January. In its heyday, the show had audiences of 21 million. And Bressingham hopes its enduring popularity will draw in the crowds today.
We're very excited. It sets our exhibits into context and actually brings a new dimension, both, I think, educational and, I hope, entertainment for people.
Tomorrow, the cast will be riding through Thetford on vehicles used in the series, and on Sunday, the Dad's Army Museum gets its official launch with a flying display by a Spitfire from Duxford. Well, you must recognise this. This is, of course, Captain Mainwaring's office, where all of his operations were planned from. And if you just follow me through here, we should be able to find not just the writers, but the members of the cast. Clive Dunn, Corporal Jones. What's it like to be back in Warmington?
Oh, I haven't been there yet. Well, here you mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
What can I say? It's wonderful.
And you're obviously enjoying the hospitality.
Well, I brought these with me.
Not on duty tonight, then.
But I like all these two chaps here. You see, this chap and that chap and that chap. They're all sweet and kind and lovely, and they're old friends.
Good to be back together again.
That's the best part.
What about me? I'm not a chap.
Oh, really? Not what I've heard.
Now, moving along here, I have to speak to Jimmy Perry, the writer, whose idea it originally was. Now, you were in the Home Guard, of course.
Yes, as a little boy. I want to stress that, because I'm very old now. I was 15 and very aggressive, and had stripped down a submachine gun in 30 seconds.
Disgusting.
Now, when you wrote the series originally, did you realise that 32 years on it was going to be as popular as this still?
Listen, no idea at all. I wanted some money. I met David Croft. I said, I've written a thing. He said, oh, really? And he was marvellous. He said, this is great. Let's do it together. It's really... Legends grow up over the years, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's as simple as that. And the most exciting thing about Dad's Army, the day I got my first cheque, I thought, this is wonderful. We'll do something. Right, David?
Absolutely.
People will say, oh, I would. I didn't do any of that. Do you do any of that?
They never have an argument, these two, you know.
I'm sure they don't.
He says, absolutely. Don't you agree with that? I certainly do. That's why they're still talking to each other.
Of course. Now, some more familiar faces along here. Mrs. Fox and the vicar, of course, Pamela Cundell and Frank Williams. What's it like to all be back together again?
Wonderful.
Absolutely wonderful.
Do you have good memories of being in Norfolk?
Oh, yes. This brings back great memories of fighting with Captain Mainwaring about whose church hall it was, and it was mine. It really was mine.
Now, there's someone else who was always having a fight with Captain Mainwaring, Bill Pertwee. Now, I need you to come with me, because we've got a bit of a surprise for you. I know that In the series, you had a greengrocer's cart and you were always getting into trouble for leaving it places, weren't you?
Yes.
Although we never actually saw this cart.
Oh.
And I understand that you've always wanted one. So, look what we've got for you today.
Oh.
Your very own greengrocer's
Oh, wonderful. Look here.
cart. I don't know quite what you're going to do with it.
Well, I think that they'll be out in a minute and start throwing the potatoes and the carrots and the cabbages at me.
I very much hope not. Perhaps we can
That's great.
use it for the party afterwards.
Well, that's right. Is it going on show eventually in here in this museum?
Oh,
I suppose
I'm
it is.
pretty sure it is, although I'm not sure the
Wonderful.
carrots will last for very long. Anyway,
Wonderful.
there is going to be a party shortly, and the official opening of the museum is on Sunday. So do get along if you can. For now, back to the studio.
Thanks very much, Claire. It's a great show. That you.
Yes, it was a real trip down memory lane for Dad's Army fans and those who brought it to life, as Colin Forshaw reports.
Decades after Dad's Army first appeared on our screens, it still has a huge following. Main attraction was Corporal Jones. Clive Dunn still raising a laugh after all these years.
Thank you. We'll let you know.
Any requests?
Inside at Bressingham Steam Museum, the new exhibition features a replica street scene of Walmington-on-Sea, from where the weekly Dad's Army drama was played out to a living room audience of millions. It had been a weekend-long Dad's Army extravaganza. On Saturday, the stars were in Thetford, where some of the series was filmed. Hundreds of people turned out there to see a parade of vehicles from the show and catch up with their favourite characters. A Spitfire flypast made the occasion complete.
It was the most wonderful show to work on, and it warms my heart to see the enthusiasm of all the fans here.
Clive Dunn is one of the few main characters still alive, and the warmth of the reception at Bressingham delighted him.
We had a lot of fun making the show, and after all these years, people still love it. And what's nice is the little children like it too, and families are not offended, they sit down and enjoy it.
Who did they think they were kidding when they said it would never catch on? Dad's Army and its fans are clearly still enjoying the last laugh. Colin Forshaw, Anglia News.
Do you know, he doesn't look any different, does he?
No,
He
he's doing very well, but he's 80, you know, he told me. 80,
yes.
yep.
Oh, well, there you are, going
I insisted on having my picture taken with him. What a groupie.
Did they ask for your autograph?
No, actually, I didn't ask for an autograph. I thought that was just going a bit far, you know.
Never mind. Well, should we talk about the weather?